the big time. Is there anybody that could make it top 25 since 2000? All right, we've already taken the Yankees off the table. There wouldn't be anybody but Jeter and Rivera.
Yeah.
There wouldn't
and
be
A-Rod.
There wouldn't be any Giants, right? Since 2000, like you're not putting Eli in there.
No.
You're not putting Tiki, so like so no Giants, no Rangers.
What'd you say?
No Rangers,
No.
because really they're getting. There's not much hockey.
There's no Nick.
So far, because when I did peruse it, Anthony can jump me if I'm wrong. So far through the first 75, there's 2 hockey players:
McDavid and Ovechkin.
McDavid and Ovechkin, and Crosby's going to be in the top 25. If he's not, I'm going to get into a fist fight with the person who did this list. I'm going to get an actual fist fight.
By the way, Mike Trout 30, Clayton Kershaw 31.
Those are. Are you saying those are high or just saying?
I think they're high because if we're going to say that, if what you're saying, Peter, is that the World Series for Ortiz matter, Kershaw has a World Series, but
Trout has nothing.
Mike Trout doesn't. I know everyone thinks he's one of the greatest players to ever live.
Listen, Trout's great. All right. I can't kill him for not winning a championship. I mean, they had 2 of the best players in baseball, couldn't do it. And Kershaw was, for a span of time, was one of the best pitchers in baseball. Now, he was not great in the postseason, but neither was Greg Maddux. So, I don't know if there's going to be – that's it. So, your highest athlete locally is A-Rod at, what was it, 46? Am I missing anybody? Who else? There's no Nick, right? There wouldn't be a Nick.
43 for A-Rod.
43 for A-Rod.
There's no
You're
Nick.
not going to put – you're not putting Carmelo Anthony in there.
There'll be a net. There is a net. There's a one-time net who's already on the list.
Oh, because they've got Kyrie?
They have Kevin Durant. 39.
I'm not. I guess you got to count them, but nobody.
By the way, Kyrie didn't make the list.
Well, it's still. He's still young. What is he? 31. So
he's got time.
He hasn't played.
He's only got the 1 ring. So let's. What would be the fun thing to do here? And let's do it.
You're not going to put Hank on. So the only other hockey player would be Sidney Crosby.
Yes. If McDavid and Ovechkin's so low, shockingly low in my opinion. So that means the only one left is
listen,
who could be on it, Peter? Your guy.
John Cena.
Sure. But your other guy. Talked about him a lot yesterday on ENN.
Oh, well, yeah, that's what I was going to say. So when we come back.
Oh, okay.
When we come back, 1 through 25 is coming out tomorrow. Let's make 1 through 25.
Oh, I like that a lot.
Let's make the 1 through 25.
What?
They don't give these jobs to chimps.
He knows what he's doing.
Come up with something better, because you know what? They do give jobs to chimps. They've been shot into space. So I'm sure they could do radio.
Well, I'll tell you what they can't do, Don. They can't do reads for Mazda like you.
Well, thank you. Get more in a new Mazda from Ramsey Mazda.
Put it on the rest. Put it on the rest. Put it on the rest.
Never read a line of poetry, I'm not a poet, but I sit up in the back of my buttons cause I'm fresh. Never read a book on how to rip it, I just saw it, I don't need your explanation cause I'm better than the rest. Better than the rest. Better than the rest. Let me take you for a ride. I can make you feel alive.
The finest premium arena club in the world comes alive in Brooklyn. Welcome to Crown Club, the Brooklyn Nets' most exclusive club in Barclays Center. Featuring a menu curated by Major Food Group with Carbone classics and a world-class wine list. To learn more about premium memberships at Barclays Center, visit brooklynnets.com/crown-club.
It's Aaron Judge.
Yeah. Sometimes you get the feeling you're watching a Hall of Famer right in the middle of his prime.
The captain is rolling.
They're going to need a longer tape measure.
A monster blast. See ya. Wow.
Big season. More reasons to say yes. Yes to pick and play jackpots up to $25,000. Yes to in-game action and live chats with Pick and Play Live. Check it out now on the Yes app.
Pass the ketchup? No. Dad, are you okay?
Yeah, just stressed out.
Oh, and the melody is sounding so much better. I can play it for you. Wait, where's your guitar?
I gave it to your cousin.
What? That guitar's like your favorite thing.
I don't need it anymore. Some days are just better than others.
I think you should go talk to someone.
It's not that easy.
Have you been thinking about suicide? You can talk to me, Dad.
Stay straight for the next 200 miles.
Get into an Audi and go your own way. Find your way to exceptional offers during the Summer of Audi sales event at your local Audi dealer.
At Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center, being the Northeast's best cancer center means being the best for you. Pairing the most advanced treatments with the most compassionate treatment. It takes looking at every cancer from every angle. And a care team that looks out for you and everyone you care for. It takes MSK.
Chris Sheeran back here for the Michael K. Show. These highlights are brought to you by Montefiore Einstein, the official hospital of the New York Yankees.
K-Show, 98.7 ESPN New York, as well as the Yes Network. Let's get into it. I don't want to waste any time. We're having a fun conversation right now about this top 100 athlete list on ESPN.com, and top 100 athletes of the 21st century, and someone who knows about all time periods when it comes to sports, but I'd include the 21st century, would be our dear friend Mike Lupica, who joins us right now. Mike, it's your favorite version of the show. Peter and Don, how are you?
That's true.
Oh, my God. The kids have once again taken over the principal's office, have they not? Oh, no. This is great.
That's exactly right. It says something about Michael's personality, too, that he feels like a principal, doesn't it?
Well, I saw online today. It looked like he and Breen were doing daytime drinking somewhere underneath a Montauk Summer Ale sign. So I was worried. I was concerned. I was concerned for both of them.
Well, that picture that he sent out in social media is kind of like watching Michael's weight fluctuate on center stages. Because they take that exact same picture every year. So if you wanted to take the time, like if you were stuck in the emergency room, God forbid, or something, and you wanted to kill 3 hours, go through the last 20 years, you will see them like literally age. They take the exact same picture at the exact same table out in the Hamptons.
Isn't that great? Isn't that weird? So, by the way, isn't that so Michael? Just doing the same thing. And that's about as exciting as it gets for him sitting outside of an ice cream shop. Now, Mike, I'm going to take a left turn here, Mike, that I didn't plan on taking, and I'm going to ask for your help here to not get me in trouble, by answering in a way that could, because obviously we live in very political times, and so I'd love to have this conversation without any sort of major political agenda with it. But just because you're a guy who so looks at history and moments and appreciates them, I kind of have to go through what your thought process was with the news of Saturday, the first attempted assassination on a president of the country, going all the way back to Hinckley and Reagan in the 80s. So just some initial thoughts from Mike Lupicons. What was a very scary and historic day?
Peter, it was such a bizarre moment. For my wife Taylor and I were out to dinner, and our daughter Hannah is away right now. And my daughter called. I mean, I'm not laughing about this. I'm just laughing about the circumstances of finding out. I found out from my daughter, and she said, "Dad, did somebody just try to shoot Trump?" And I said, "What?" And in another world, I would have. My first instinct, Peter, you want to talk how the world has changed? I would have called the newspaper. That would have been my first call before social media. Right. I would have called the city room, and I said, what's going on? I remember it was the city room that called me the night when I was still writing for the front of the paper and the back of the paper when we got bin Laden that night. So that's my first call, okay? And so immediately, what do? I reached for my phone, and I said to Taylor, "Oh, my God, you can't believe what just happened in Pennsylvania." And then, of course, we're all getting the information in dribs and drabs, and then there's the image of him with the fist in the air. And what's odd is in the modern world, where we seem to know everything about everything instantly, okay, we still don't know whether it was a bullet that hit him, whether it was shrapnel, whether it was a teleprompter. We actually don't know that. We just know that it has now become the seminal moment of this campaign, and indirectly or directly, it still may prompt the President of the United States to drop out of this race.
Yeah, it was a fascinating weekend for sure.
And it's also just shows you, too, how we consume information now. Like you said, the first thing you would have done back in the days, you would have called the desk at the Daily News to get information. Yeah, well, people would have ran to their TVs, they would have ran to their radios to get whatever information was out there. And now people automatically go to social media, and maybe they're getting information that's right, maybe it's wrong, maybe it's false, false videos, false, so the way we consume information is just so much different now. And then by the time you figure out what was right or wrong, you might have already formulated an opinion.
Yeah, Don, I think we were on the air the day there was the tragedy at Sandy Hook, okay?
Yes.
And we didn't find out until we were off the air just how horrible and catastrophic it had been. We're doing the show, and we're trying to follow it online, but again, we're only getting the information in bits and pieces. And to this moment, I'm still not sure what happened that day, how this guy got on that roof and nobody stopped him. I don't know whether that was his bullet. I know there's that famous picture, already iconic, of the bullet in the air, but we don't know if that's the bullet that hit Donald Trump. And so it's amazing how the world, what happens is, the only way I can describe it is this: the world organizes much more quickly than it ever did around moments like this. You know, there was no social media when
Right.
Robert F. Kennedy got shot at the Ambassador Hotel. There was no social media when Dr. King was tragically murdered in Memphis. Again, we had to wait for the news to unfold, almost like it was washing over us in waves, a little bit at a time. This happened all at once. And to this moment, we're actually not exactly sure what happened. We're probably never going to know what this young man's motive was. And but it is certainly the biggest moment of this campaign. And again, as I said to you before, it still may result in Joe Biden dropping out of this race.
Yeah, that will be fascinating to see. And we were discussing this earlier. The idea of the 3 names for the assassins, is that, Mike, because they don't want to confuse a would-be or actual assassin with someone of the same first and last name, or is it just some sort of weird, wonky American journalistic tradition?
I think the latter. I actually think the latter is the case. It's somehow we almost, Peter, we almost apply manners to these to these incredibly sick and disturbed people who have been brought to a moment of madness and violence like this, and it's always people like this, and you know, who become figures of history. The way Hinckley was, the way Oswald was, I mean, it's so odd. Apparently, you know, and I'm not making light of this. Okay, this guy wasn't much of a shot. Okay, and you look at the shot that Oswald made from the Texas Book Depository as opposed to this, and you would, you know, I guess the target was President Trump, but who the hell knows?
I just find it crazy that, like, if you were to ask the average American, would they know that Joe Biden's middle name is Robinette? I'd say most would say no. And yet we already know that this random dude who is no longer with us now, everyone knows his middle name is Matthew. It's so crazy. Okay, so we were just breaking down this list, the top 100 athletes of the 21st century. I don't know if you've gotten a chance to take a look at it. It's on ESPN.com.
I haven't. Who's one? Who's one?
So we don't know.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow we get 1 through 25. We have up till 26 right now, and the highest local players on the list so far are Mariano Rivera, who's at 59. We have Derek Jeter at 53. We have A-Rod slightly higher at 43. Does that sound right to you so far?
What? So there wasn't a separate list for juicers? I'm sorry. Wait, no. So you can wait. Hold on. Wait. Check me on this. So you can't make the Hall of Fame.
Right.
But you can make the ESPN. So you can't make that club, but you can make this club. How can you possibly quantify with you? I know how many home runs he hit. Okay, but this guy may have been juicing all the way back to when he was in high school. We just don't know.
So for you, he
can't for a year.
He can't be higher to you. That he just cannot be higher than Jeter or Mariano.
No, if I'm Jeter, I know they work together now, and Derek tries to smile through it, like you know, like he's not trying to drive a fingernail through his palm every time he has to smile at this guy. But if I'm Derek, I'm as insulted as I could possibly be. What Derek won? What, 5 World Series? He became one of the iconic Yankees. If there's going to be a Mount Rushmore,
right.
You know, the Mount Rushmore at Yankee Stadium would probably be a little more crowded than 4. Okay, but no, if I'm Derek, I'm pissed.
Yeah, but unfortunately, some of those championships not included because it would be from 2000. But still, my problem was because Mariano Rivera's in the same boat. He accomplished a lot pre-2000. But I'm sorry, in any list, I'm going to have Mo ahead of Derek.
These are two guys who, by a combined vote of one would have been 2 unanimous selections. Right. I mean, I'll tell you what. So I wonder if we're ever going to find out who the voter was. I mean, to this day, I'm a voter, and I don't know who it was that didn't vote for Derek Jeter.
It's probably the same stupid reasons. Well, Joe DiMaggio didn't go on the first ballot, so nobody is ever to go on the first ballot. One last thing before we let you go. I don't know if you've been watching the Hard Knocks with the Giants, but we've been talking about Saquon, and we're watching in real time, it feels like, the decision not to re-sign Saquon. And didn't seem like John Mara was completely on board, especially knowing that he was going to go to Philadelphia at the end of the day. But Joe Schoen looks like he's in control. Joe Schoen looks like he has at least changed John Mara's mind, of at least thinking with his head instead of his heart. I was wondering, if Gettleman was still the GM, is Saquon Barkley a Giant?
Yeah, I believe he is, and it's not a maybe with John. It's quite clear. He does everything except he does everything except hire a skywriter in Hard Knocks to say that he did not want to trade Saquon Barkley. And I said something about this in my Sunday column today. This is fascinating to me because Shane clearly is the hill he's going to die on is you can't pay a running back like that, whatever reasons he had. Except. Well, the 49ers paid McCaffrey, and he's their best player. And at the moment that Saquon Barkley left the Giants, he was their best player. Right. Okay? And so this idea that you can't throw it down with a running back, that's not true. It's simply not true.
But the reason I disagree is Philadelphia and San Francisco are a lot closer. The Giants have to rebuild a team. Lumen-Mora, getting Runyon, making the trade with the Panthers, those things all those things can't happen if you give Saquon Barkley the contract that Philadelphia gave him. So I think in a cap sport, when you're trying to rebuild your team, is it a good idea when you're building a team, Mike, that your best player is your running back in this day and age? Or is it better that, hey, we got a chance to pivot. We're trying to build a team that can be good for a long time. San Francisco, Philadelphia, all right, they're in a different boat, but where the Giants are, could they afford to do that?
But Johnny, let me ask you this. Let me go back to the 49ers. And yes, obviously they're closer to being what they want to be than the Giants are. But if the 49ers had won the Super Bowl last year and they were in overtime with a chance to do that, who was their best player?
True. Absolutely. You're 100% right.
And the other thing
it also helps, though, that you're paying your quarterback nothing.
Well, okay, that's a fair point. But all I'm saying about Saquon, and I'm not saying that Saquon is Jim Brown or Barry Sanders or, we can go through the list of the great running backs of the last 50 years or 25 years, okay? But when your quarterback was at his best, Saquon was at his best. When Daniel Jones was at his best, Saquon was a lot more than a wingman. Jones was his wingman. And we're going to see how that plays. Listen, I'm a Giants fan. I want the Giants to do well. I'm on record. I want Daniel Jones. I've still got grave doubts about Daniel Jones. I want him to do well. But they did not only let their best player walk out the door, they let him jog down to Philadelphia.
Haven't spoken to you since the final. I know he's coming off of the surgery. But I just have that feeling, Mike, and I'm guessing you have the same one. It's going to take a miracle for Djokovic to ever beat Alcaraz. Do you agree?
Yes, and I'll tell you something. This was an incredibly decisive performance, if not for a little bump in the road, including a fan yelling out with what would have been the last point of the match. This would have been 2-2-4, okay? And I had this stat that I use a lot, okay? Any time in these major finals where there's that big a gap in age between one guy and the other guy or one woman and the other woman, the younger player almost always wins. And the first Wimbledon I ever saw is when Jimmy Connors threw Ken Rosewall, who was 39, down a flight of steps, okay, and then did the same thing at the U.S. Open. This looked like that for a lot of Sunday. This kid is thrilling. He has now won his first 4 majors, which is what Federer did. And guys, I was lucky enough to see him play a couple of times when I was there. And in person, he's even better. And here's one one of the most amazing stats in a sport that I have loved my whole life, okay? This kid has played 13 5-set matches in his career. He's won 12 of them. He's 12-1 lifetime in 5-setters. It tells you everything, not just about his talent, but his grace under pressure.
I know. You almost felt bad with Tiafoe when he had the lead, just knowing at some point he's gonna blow.
Hey, Peter. Hey, guys. I was sitting at center court, okay, and he's down 2-1. It's 4-all in the 4th set. Love 30 on Alcaraz's serve. He's 6 points away potentially of going home. And what does he do then? He plays his best tennis.
That's what he does. Mike, you're the best. Thanks, man. Have a great weekend.
Talk to you next week, guys. Thank you.
You got it, man. That was fun.
Good
job, Peter.
The great Mike Lupica. Oh, thank you, Don. Guys, this is something very cool I'm very excited about. ESPN has recently launched ESPN Experiences. Take Me Out to the Ballparks tour. It's all set for Labor Day weekend. This 5-day, 4-night guided group tour immerses fans into baseball luxury with premium ballpark experiences and exclusive ESPN access. Stops include Fenway Park, Yankee Stadium, and Citizens Bank Park, with a private tour of ESPN headquarters in Bristol, Connecticut. Throughout the experience, fans will be greeted by many of ESPN's esteemed baseball personalities, including, I'm hearing, Michael Kay.
How about that?
Visit experiences.espn.com. That's right, experiences.espn.com to secure your spot. Limited space available. Back to the phone lines. People have been waiting, and Don now will finally get into our top 25.
I'm trying to see if I can come up with 25 names.
Right now?
Right now, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
All right, I'm going to start working right now. We'll do that next, right here on the K Show on 98.7 ESPN New York. And yes.
Put it on the rest. Put it on the rest. Put it on the rest.
Never read a line of poetry, I'm not a poet, but I sit up in the back of my buttons cause I'm fresh. Never read a book on how to rip it, I just saw it, I don't need your explanation cause I'm better than the rest. Better than the rest. Better than the rest. Let me take you for a ride. I can make you feel alive.
That's the pioneering research of Yale School of Medicine, delivered through Yale New Haven Health's Heart and Vascular Center.
You want to go again?
Together, we're powering breakthroughs with the greatest of care.
Chevy lets you begin every day fully charged, so you can go farther. And so can your money. Tow with confidence. Plus, stay connected with available OnStar technology. For summer adventures, Chevy's got you. Current qualified lessees can get this Equinox for around $199 a month. Or well-qualified buyers get 1.9% APR when you finance with GM Financial.
At Domino's, we know there's a lot of pressure to tip these days. Everywhere you go, there's a tip screen.
Great set, bro. Now take a look at this screen real quick.
Okay. And do you, Michael, want to answer one more question?
At a time when tipping can feel thankless, Domino's wants to say,
thanks for the tip.
By tipping you back. Tip your Domino's driver $3 or more online and we'll tip you $3 to use on next week's order. Only at Domino's.
I'm going to ask you a series of questions about your life, your career, and everything in between that we've uncovered. They're all centered on numbers. Some of the numbers might be familiar to you, but they all add up to tell your story.
The Story of My Number, presented by the New York Lottery. Streaming now exclusively on the Yes app.
Diversity is in our nature. Diverse cultures, identities, skills, and knowledge. Diversity is in nature, too. Biodiversity. Plants, animals, and ecosystems. It connects us and sustains us. But nature's biodiversity is at risk now more than ever before. And our own future is at stake. So ask yourself, how can you contribute to protecting all life on our planet? Because the future is in our hands.
Hard Rock Bet is one of New Jersey's top-rated casino apps. But you don't have to believe us. You don't have to believe 80,000 five-star reviews, because you can try it for yourself with 5 free spins.
Hey, you're missing zeros there.
50 free spins.
One more zero.
500 free spins.
500 free spins. Guaranteed. Winnings paid in cash.
Paid in cash? This is a lot. Download Hard Rock Bet before someone changes their mind.
Hi, I'm Eileen. I live in Vancouver, Washington, and I write mystery novels. As I was writing, I found that I just wasn't sharp, and that doesn't work when you're writing a mystery. And I knew I needed to do something. So I started taking Prevagen. I realized that I was much more clear, much sharper. I was remembering the details that I was supposed to. Prevagen keeps my brain working right.
Prevagen, at stores everywhere without a prescription.
Ooh, it's prom day? With all these deals, I could be more than Megan Thee Stallion. I could be Megan the... It's prom day. You have to be a member if you want free shit.
Yeah, start clicking. After careful review of medical guidance and research on pain relief, my recommendation is simple. Every home should have Salon Pass. Powerful, yet non-addictive. Targeted and long-lasting. I recommend Salon Pass. It's good medicine.
He said me too.
Make this a summer to share in the 3-row Kia Sorento, the tech-forward Sportage, the available all-wheel drive Seltos, or the IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus Telluride, each one recommended by Consumer Reports. This summer, visit your local Kia dealer. Lease the new 2024 Sorento LX for $289 a month.
What if you went to your secret hiding place and found this? All drug use comes with risk. Before those risks become real, know that you can quit. For help with drug use, call 1-800-662-HELP for free and confidential information and treatment referral. Or go to samhsa.gov/know-the-risks.
Your attention, please. You're watching Yes.
When I talked about Diamond D, who we're hearing right now in the background, who I'm going to see tonight at Sony Hall, I immediately got 4 tweets from people who I never get tweets from. Like, I recognize the names of people I get tweets from.
Right.
4 tweets from people I don't really hear from, I believe. Being like, oh my God, I love Diamond D, love DITC. I just people have the level of diversity of our audience, and I don't just mean that in terms of race and gender. I just mean in terms of like human beings is incredible. And the Lupica thing, listen, Michael treats me like a yo-yo. Honestly, my opinion when it comes to radio, I mean, he respects me, I believe, as a talent, and he does respect me as a radio guy, but there's obviously Michael and I are always somewhat at odds in terms of like what we determine to be good radio. But I was the one when we had that first random call with Lupica and said, well, this got to be a weekly. The guy kills it on the phone. Let's do it. And Don, look at it. He's going to end up moving up the list further and further the more we talk to him.
It was really a terrific get, and I thought he had some really good things to say about everything. You can throw anything at him, and it's going to be phenomenal stuff. So, love Lupica, 4:30 every Wednesday.
Every Wednesday, you hear from Lupica. It's like you're listening to New York talk. He's such a piece of the fabric of this city for such a long period of time, and I also get a kick because he's so into sort of the other sports that we don't talk about a lot on the show.
What's really interesting, and this is going to blow a lot of people away, and I know we want to get to this list, but I do think we can, if we don't finish this, we can definitely do it in the next segment.
Oh no, we're taking this to the 5. Have to.
He may enjoy talking to you more than any of the 3 of us, because of your tennis and golf takes, because he's a big tennis and golf guy. Michael's a big tennis guy, but I think you actually might be a bigger tennis guy than Michael. Michael likes tennis, but
he's not actively watching.
He's not actively watching the way that you're actively watching current tennis. And the one thing about Lupica, he really respects all the sports and is opinionated on all of them. And you have an opinion on all of them, So going back to last week with your take on what was happening with the Euros and how much he brought to the table on that, and the tennis and the golf and the times that he seems to agree with you and is on point with you, I bet you if he ranked the 3 and tried to take out the relationship that he has with Michael and I, especially Michael, I think he likes you the best.
What you just said was very, very flattering. I can't believe you said
and
such a
provocative, I'm sure, in some people's minds.
All right. So we're talking about the top 100 athletes of the 21st century. And this list on
you
ESPN.
can look it up. They've got it from 100 to 26. So tomorrow, the top 25.
So we don't
since
know
2000 will come out.
So we don't know the top 25. We named a bunch of the people who are there. What we'd love to, as you guys hear us going back and forth, if you get the urge to call 1-800-919-3776, maybe we're going to forget some names. So let's see if Don and I can come together right now, like the Beatles, if you will.
Okay.
With the names that we know will be on the top 25.
I am confident that every one of my, I think I'll have 11, are going to be on the list.
All right, so let's go. I'm at the same number, Don.
Okay.
Let's go back and forth right now and see if we agree, and maybe we'll catch a couple of new ones, too.
Okay.
Ready? Go ahead. You first.
Well, Sidney Crosby will be in the top 25.
I have Sidney. I agree.
Okay.
Serena Williams will be in the top 25.
Yes, I've got Serena Williams as well.
You're up.
I believe that Tiger Woods is going to be in the top 20.
I have Tiger Woods as well, Don. And I also believe that LeBron James will be in the top.
LeBron James is going to be there, and I think Roger Federer is going to be in the top.
Oh, that's so great that 25. You said that, because guess what? I believe Novak Djokovic is going to be there as well.
Okay, that's not one that I had.
Oh!
Okay.
Do you agree, though?
I do agree.
There you go.
But I think that's probably it. Will Nadal make it?
I have Nadal written down. I don't know. It's a lot of tennis.
That would have to be one
But
of my
remember
babies.
what I always say.
Tennis,
it's a lot of tennis, but remember what I always say. We have had the next great in tennis happen with every men's player since Sampras. So it is possible.
Now, obviously, the no-brainer, Brady's probably going to be either one or two.
Oh, boy, my pen just fell apart.
Would you agree?
I have Brady as well. Of course I do, Don.
Now,
after that,
okay,
I have a gentleman named Patrick Mahomes.
Yes, I have him there as well.
All right.
And even though it's not a lot of years since 2000,
it has to be, though.
He's the best quarterback in football right now. I've got Messi.
Thank you. I did not have Messi.
Look at that.
Are you writing that down? Okay, you're writing these down?
Yes.
Well, so far, these are we all the same ones, except you have additionals. So you have Messi. So I didn't put this one, but then can we also put Cristiano Ronaldo?
Yes, that's who I have in there as well.
Well, I didn't have either.
Okay.
I forgot about soccer. All right. Go ahead.
Kobe.
I agree with you on Kobe. I have Kobe. And I will see you. We have Mahomes. And this is where it gets interesting. I don't believe he's on the list yet. I have Tim Duncan on the list.
Tim Duncan, that's very interesting. Because, I could see people ranking him above, well, not above Kobe, but close enough that he would be in the top 25.
What do you think, Anthony? Like, Duncan ends up on a lot of people's
Was he drafted
top 10.
in 99?
Yeah, and his whole career is at the top of the century.
Look, we do have to get to 25, and since he's not there, I think that there's no reason to think he couldn't be there.
Well, how would he not be on the list at all?
You know, we're going to miss they've had cricket on this list. There's Olympic athletes we're probably going to miss.
There's one Olympic athlete that I have.
Oh, Mr. Phelps.
Yeah, Michael Phelps is going to be on the list, and Bolt's going to be on there too.
Wait, hold on. Has Simone Biles been on it yet? Oh,
I don't know though, because well,
she's not. She's now multi-time world champion. It's not. Biles isn't on the list. She wouldn't have been.
Katie Ledecky could be on that.
And Katie Ledecky.
Could be, but again, it's fairly recent.
Neither are yet, by the way.
Ledecky has to be. She's the best female swimmer of all time. No?
Yeah. Well, you're going to have two swimmers in the top 25. You know, Michael Phelps. Michael Phelps has to be there.
I think you are.
Are we including Biles?
Can you real quick, just I don't want to get myself wrong here, where is Biles in terms of all-time world champions?
Right now we have 15 names, by the way.
Okay. So
right, but Jacob, can you look real quick at where Simone is in terms of the all-time greatest?
Now, I got you. 1 second.
Now, could there be any other football players?
She's the most decorated gymnast of all time. She has a combined 37 world championships.
That's it. Yeah. Because we need 10 more, so she's got to be one of those 10.
Are we adding Ledecky?
Yes. I think Ledecky's
okay, then that's 8. So is there any other soccer players besides Messi and Ronaldo?
Was Mbappe already on it?
I believe he was.
I don't Mbappe.
He's 65th.
He's 65th. Okay. Is there an
There'd be no other golfers, right? Because Lefty's already on there. Mickelson. There's no other golfers.
No, I mean honestly, you know what's crazy? If we had 2 more years, Scotty Scheffler would be in the conversation.
He's got to build up a little bit more.
But Scheffler won't be.
Is there anybody? Am I like?
I'm sorry. What about Stefan Bartholomew Curry?
Yeah, like the championships, right?
And the way he's changed the game?
Yeah, Curry's going to be on there.
It has to be.
So there's no other, because Kyrie probably not yet.
No. I would have thought Kyrie
So you're
might
at
have
18?
already been there. I think we're at 18.
So is there any other basketball players that
Well, look how jammed every phone line is.
See, no, because it's so,
all right, you know what we're going to do? We're going to brainstorm.
Yes.
Every phone line's jammed, 1-800-919-3776. Did we get these right? And who are the remaining names? We're going to have some fun with this in the 5 o'clock hour. Don, talk to me about cars.
Get more in a new Mazda.
Mom?
Yeah.
I think we're out of toilet paper.
Oh, no. Mom, we need more chips, Mom.
More chips, please.
More chips to be huge.
Chicken, a lot of chicken. Chicken on that plate. Chicken coming up, chef.
Okay, hon, I'm gonna need a lot of chicken.
What's with the accent?
Just trying something new.
When you feel like everyone needs a little bit of everything,
I'll handle it.
shop BJ's Wholesale Club on Instacart. Same-day delivery in as fast as 1 hour. So whatever the needs may be, you got it covered. Visit instacart.com or download the app to get free delivery on your first order.
Popeyes has the best of both wings. Our juicy chicken is marinated to perfection with 2 distinct twists on all 6 flavors. Whether you prefer our spicy bone-in wings or our classic tender white meat boneless wings, we've got the best of both.
It's so easy to get your windshield replaced using SafeLight. Tell the people why you haven't done it already, my man.
It started off as a chip and grew into a crack, and it just keeps going.
So what do we do now?
I went ahead and scheduled an appointment online at safelight.com. Told them to meet us here at the beach.
Let's get started.
Oh, SafeLight Repair.
SafeLight Replace.
Yeah! Schedule free mobile service at safelight.com.
SafeLight Repair, SafeLight Replace.
When I hit 80, I needed help around the home. A friend of mine told me to call Freedom Care, and they'll pay my granddaughter to take care of me.
Funded by Medicaid, Freedom Care allows people to choose who provides their care, and the caregiver gets paid instantly after their shift.
Life is sweeter with her around.
Nana gave me so much joy as a child. Now it's my turn to return the love.
Call now to find out benefits and pay and how fast you can get started.
If you're an asbestos victim, pay close attention. Billions of dollars are being paid out to people like you. We should know. We're Whites in Luxembourg, the law firm that already won over $9 billion for men and women just like you. That's right, over $9 billion for mesothelioma sufferers and their families. We know you're short of money, and we know you're short of time, so we fight hard. Call Whites in Luxembourg at 917-LAWYERS. That's 917-LAWYERS. Whites in Luxembourg, winning big for the little guy.
Stay straight for the next 200 miles.
Get into an Audi and go your own way. Find your way to exceptional offers during the Summer of Audi sales event at your local Audi dealer.
Hi, I'm Russell from Domino's, and I've heard from focus groups that some people don't love our hand-tossed crust. So let's just pretend I'm the CEO of Domino's. What would you tell me?
Too chewy.
Too chewy. Too doughy.
There is no comparison between a New York slice and Domino's.
Well, let's see what they think of Domino's new New York-style pizza.
I like the size of it.
I like how it can fold easily.
There's New York pizza.
This is what I look for, yeah.
Good for Domino's, for real.
Introducing Domino's New York-style pizza. It's Domino's for people who don't like Domino's.
Hey, get away.
Over a decade ago, we invented the Ring Video Doorbell for moments like these.
We found your wallet.
Thank you so much.
Your guys' garage is on fire.
And Ring security cameras for moments like these.
We've got you on video. Where are you? Hi, cutie.
More than 10 years of reinventing home security, so you can be always home. Shop Prime Day deals at Amazon.com.
Different dogs have different needs, like skin and coat, mobility support, and healthy digestion. That's why Ein's Advanced Health has different formulas, so every dog can be a healthy dog.
Eyes forward. Don't drive distracted.
So we're talking about who is going to end up in the top 25 on this list of ESPN's top 100 athletes of the 21st century. And we're basing it, obviously, on the names that have not yet been named 100 through 26. So, Don, this is what Don and I agree. Oh, by the way, well, you know what? I'll let the caller give one that we forgot. We have Phelps, Steph, LeBron, Serena, Tiger, Federer, Djokovic, maybe Nadal, Duncan, Kobe, Ledecky, Biles, Sid Crosby, Brady, Mahomes, Messi, Ronaldo, Usain Bolt. Did I forget any?
No. Now, that's 18 of the possible of the 25. If we're right about those 18, and I think we are. Now, John Winthrop chimed in. If Ohtani's on, which he is on the top 100, where was Ohtani again? You remember? Should Aaron Judge be there? Because Ohtani's been, so it's recent. But
Judge isn't on yet?
Judge has not been on yet, no. And he came up in late 16, so
he's not going to be top 25.
But Ohtani, yeah, that's the thing.
That's the thing. It's too high.
And where was Ohtani?
60-something?
Yeah, because Ohtani's a unicorn.
It's because he's the unicorn that he got on both. That's
62,
it. He's a 62.
So you're probably not going to have Judge on there. But there are a few others that I've gotten. But
let's go to Rob. We have two people who have the same one. It's a lock. Rob, you're Rob in Long Beach. You're lock.
Hey, Don and Peter, long time.
Hey, buddy.
Long time. My lock is Mayweather. You have one fighter in this book so far.
Absolutely. No question.
That is not even a shadow of a doubt, Rob. Great call.
You nailed it.
And Steve, you were going to say the same thing, right? Floyd Mayweather.
Oh, and we've been told, I confirmed this, that Ronaldo's 87. Is Ronaldo on there?
Oh, well, if so,
confirm that. Somebody tweeted me that, so that would take...
Ronaldinho, not
No,
Ronaldo.
Ronaldinho's...
Oh, somebody got confused. Oh,
yes.
so there's a difference.
Steve, you had Mayweather as well?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, it's hard to argue, man.
You deserve credit for that, though.
What about the MMA fighter, the guy who just lost?
I think you were going to say John Jones. John Jones already on it, right? John Jones already on the list.
The one at the gun charges.
The one with the gun charges.
From Britain, I think he's from.
The only MMA artist that I would think would be on the list of top 100 of the 21st century would be Khabib, John Jones.
Ronda?
Maybe is GSP on the list? And GSP is on the list. Okay.
No Ronda? It just ended poorly?
I don't think Ronda ends up making the list. Ronda, like, for a long time you'd think she would have, but then maybe Amanda Nunes also. I mean, but I don't know if either of them have a complete enough career to make this sort of list.
I guess this name has been ringing. I mean, he probably started in '92, but Shaq. I mean,
I thought about Shaq.
Yeah, but Shaq, a lot of it, Shaq was in the '90s, post 2000.
But he has rings though. Post 2000,
he does have rings, but his dominance. You think of Shaq. I mean, he was with the Magic in the finals in '95.
It would be. I'll tell you this.
Shaq would be tough.
It is possible though, because isn't it weird that he's not in it at all? Because considering he got all the rings after.
I think he's not in it at all because his dominance, I think, came pre-2000.
But Don, all the Shaq and Kobe years. What year did they get there? What year did Shaq get to L.A.?
He got to L.A., 90?
Oh, no, you're right. It started there. It ended in 2002, right?
Yeah, but the first three-piece started in 2000. So 99, 2000, 2001,
I don't think it's enough. Now, you're a much bigger soccer guy, but people have been tweeting Wayne Rooney.
If he's not on there, Rooney's not in the top 25. I don't think he's top 25.
But he's not on the list. So, listen, you know better than me.
But listen,
I think that's probably it for soccer.
By the way, there's a lot of soccer already on the list.
There's already a lot of soccer. No Ronaldo or Messi, so they're definitely, I think, in the top 25. You're not leaving one of those two out of the top of the
Wayne
top
Rooney
100.
is interesting. It's not impossible.
Don, I'm doing it because it's going to be wrong, but if it's right, I want to be right. I'm throwing Martin Brodeur's name on there. You don't have to make it any of yours. I'm just going to be happy about it.
I like what you've done.
Now, he won 2 rings, 2000 and 2003, but he also played. I mean, listen, he played forever. but he came up in 92. Was 94. There's a lot. The Cup in 95. I think they're only going to have 3 hockey players. So I don't think Brodeur is going to be there, but I think the only other hockey player that would be there would be Sid the Kid. But that's still, even by adding Mayweather, that's still what that was. That give us 19. That's still another 6 that we're missing.
I know. Well, there'll be 1 or 2. I mean, listen, were you going to say Marta from the Brazilian women's team? Probably not. There are a lot of players that we would have forgotten.
Is there a female soccer? What's the highest female soccer player?
Oh, well, actually, you said a female soccer player. What about Griffin in Connecticut? Hey, Griffin, he's not a female soccer player, but hey, Griff.
Hey, I'm thinking, well, you see Marta on there. Well, then you would expect maybe Alex Morgan, Abby Wambach, Carly Lloyd, one of those 3. I don't think all 3 of them, but one of those 3 should be on there, or maybe 2 of them for the U.S. women's national team, because they've won 2-time World Cup champions. They won.
I don't know, though, Griffin. Maybe Alex Morgan. I don't know, though, and it would be interesting to ask Andrew Gunling, if, even though the team is great, is any one of them enough to be top 25? Here's one that I did not see, and I thought of and then forgot. Lewis Hamilton.
Okay. Yeah.
Lewis Hamilton's on. That's guaranteed.
Because I think Schumacher's on there.
He's on it. So that means Hamilton's going to be on it next.
Is Hamilton better than Schumacher?
I think he's now considered the GOAT, no? I thought he passed Schumacher even.
Schumacher was like the man.
And wait, hold on. And when did Schumacher's career start?
Yeah, you're right.
So I think it's Hamilton.
Yeah, it's probably Lewis Hamilton.
I think Lewis Hamilton's on there.
Formula One for people that don't know what we're talking about.
Is there a NASCAR we're forgetting?
Well, Jimmy Johnson's already on the list.
Okay.
If it's not Jimmy.
Well, Jeff Gordon, but I think
Jeff Gordon's 90s
Junior?
too.
Junior or Gordon? Don, you know a little bit better than me.
Listen, Junior was a big name, popular guy. He didn't win the way Jimmy Johnson and Gordon won.
Now he hung up. I don't know why this gentleman hung up. Somebody suggested in IndyCar Louis Hamilton.
We just said that.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show. You just got caught.
Well, wait a minute.
No, it's not your fault.
He likes Lewis. L-E-W-I.
It was totally not your fault, but
no.
It just happened.
Because he got hung up. I
now
didn't know it happened.
Yeah, Lewis Hamilton's definitely on there.
That's not Indy, it's Formula One. Is there an Indy driver? No.
Mario Andretti. Let's go to multiple people have this gentleman who's been holding the longest. Mike has been. Mike, you got a good one.
Peter and Don, what's going on?
How you doing, buddy?
Yeah, as a big Rams fan, Aaron Donald's a lock. Come on.
You would think. Well, let's see, because who's the highest rated? Where did they put J.J. Watt, Anthony?
He was J.J. Watt, I believe. I could be wrong. Was in like the 60s or 50s.
It's not that.
He was 58.
58. All right.
Yeah, I could see him be like 25, 24. I mean, like when you think of this generation of defenders, he's probably the best, right?
I think Donald should be the highest one.
Yeah, I think he might be on there.
I'm not mad at that. I think that's a pretty good call. Am I going to keep trying to put this pen back together? You have another pen over there, Don? Mine keeps exploding in my hand.
I've got my pen.
Oh, boy.
If I give you my pen, then I shut down. Then what do I do?
No,
it's like taking my batteries out.
What the?
Now, this is a fun one. Any chance that Sean could be right? What do you got, Sean?
What do you got, Sean? Love it.
Guys, you're leaving out the picture of dominance in sports. Yeah. Joey Chestnut.
You know what? I will, in protest, would not work tomorrow if he's on the list.
Oh,
no, he's not doing
it. He's not an
Joey.
Athlete.
Stop it. No.
Sean, you're right.
If he's on the list, I'm wiping myself with it and not coming in the next time.
Oh, boy. Do you respect Joey Chestnut, though,
no.
right?
I mean, as a person, I'm sure he's a nice guy. The fact that he can throw 70 hot dogs down his gullet doesn't make him an athlete. Stop yourself. I'd put myself on the list.
We're having it suggested from our friends at Yes, Albert Pujols.
No.
Don quickly vetoed that.
Well, what are you going to do?
Jason, I'm sorry.
Is he on the list already?
I'm dropping your call. Jason,
not 25.
Jason suggested Charles Woodson. He's already on the list.
He's 100.
Ryan was also on board with Aaron Donald. Thank you. How about Rich in Marine Park? Hey, Rich.
Hi, Peter. Thanks for having me on the show, guys. I love the show.
Thanks, buddy.
Big Ranger fan. At the risk of, sounding like a homer, I got to say Lundqvist. I know you just talked about Brodeur, but short of Brodeur in the last 20, 25 years, who's the best goalie in the league, or who's one of the best goalies in the league? I mean, he's got everything but the cup. That's hardly his fault. I just got to throw him out there in defense. Also, Don, I love listening to you on the Ranger games.
Well, thank you, buddy.
Give you that too.
Can't wait for hockey to get started. Thanks a lot, Rich. Here's the problem. You probably, considering how much they weigh championships, would probably put Vasilevsky ahead of Lundqvist, just because he's won a couple of titles and Lundqvist didn't. I don't think, and I just think there's an overall disrespect for hockey on that list. So I don't think he's going to make it.
Good.
Look at that. Look at the pen. Missed him. And the pen broke. No,
but the pen got lost, though. I can't get to that.
Where is it? He threw you a pen, and now you can't get to it.
He threw it into like a gap.
That's almost like if this was like a cop show, and you needed a gun, and your partner throws you a gun, and it doesn't reach.
He threw it into the water. That was very unfortunate.
So we're probably down to needing 5. What 5 could we be missing? Is there a cricket guy?
You know what?
Is there a rugby guy? Because sometimes they like to think outside the box.
I got to tell you,
that guy.
I think Jonathan's right about this. Hey, Jonathan. Hi, guys.
Hi, guys. Great, Peter. I expect this from you, bro. How can you miss the great Canelo Pedro Alvarez III?
Hold on. Anthony's coming with another pen. He's scared. Oh, thank you, Anthony. He just brought me 5 pens. Oh, and they all just say 1050 on them. How appropriate. You know what? Jonathan, I'm putting it down. I can't speak for you, Don. If Canelo is not in 26 through 100, he has to be top 25.
You think so?
Yes.
I mean, I lean on you.
Canelo.
So there'll be two in the top 25. Mayweather's going to be there.
How could he not be on the top 100? He's been now the guy essentially in boxing since Mayweather retired.
For how long?
Canelo has been the guy in boxing for, I'd say, minimum 6 years, 5 or 6 years.
Is that enough? I don't know. I'm just asking. I'm not trying to be defiant. I just think that would they look at that as just not enough? Of the 25 years that we're looking at here, is 6 years enough of the dominance?
He's currently on ESPN. He's currently pound for pound 5 in the world. The year previous to that, he was 4. He's been 1.
The only reason I think it's possible is because he's not in 100 through 26.
Well, that's so weird. What other boxing?
I don't know if they have any respect for boxing. What other?
Is Manny there?
Well,
is Manny Pacquiao is in there so far. Is Terrence Crawford? No, Terrence Crawford.
Pacquiao 71.
Pacquiao
another
71.
One that's
and Bernard Hopkins is 78.
And Bernard Hopkins is 78. Okay, that's it. Interesting.
I have a feeling this guy is going to be in there. And I don't know how to feel about it. What about Gronk? He's not in the previous 75. Many people believe he's the best tight end of our generation.
I didn't.
Championships. I don't think he'll be there. But why do I have a feeling that ESPN? There's going to have to be another football player.
Well, that's what I'm trying to look at right now is who are the football players so far, period.
And we're not missing any other quarterbacks, right? Of the current quarterbacks, Aaron Rodgers is there, Mahomes is there.
Woodson, Reed, Revis, Rodgers, which I still think Rodgers is pretty low, considering how great he is as a player. There's B-Hop in the 70s.
Where did they put Breeze?
GSP is in the 70s.
Was Breeze in there?
No. Breeze isn't there. No Breeze.
But he's not going to be in the top 25.
Another local we didn't give credit to being local, you could say. Jason Kidd is 69. A little local action there. There's not a ton of football. Ray Lewis is 61. JJ is 58. Calvin Johnson, Megatron, is 57. Yeah, it's not an overabundance of football.
I think there's going to be a lot of football in the 25.
That would mean we're missing.
Is going to be there. Brady is going to. Well, it's going to be high.
Manning is 26.
Yeah.
All right, let's go back to the phones. Oh, here's a good one from. Let's go to Ray in Staten Island. Hey, Ray.
How you doing, guys? So I'm thinking Travis Kelce getting some Swiftie points. moving up the list?
They would, you know what? It's really interesting because obviously.
So what about these internet?
If Gronk could be there, then Kelsey certainly could be there, right? Championships. Kelsey's probably considered the best tight end right now. It's a little high for me.
I think neither of them make it.
Yeah, I think you're right.
That's what I'm starting to feel. Let's go to Louis in New Jersey. Hey, Louis.
Hey, man, how you doing?
How you doing? How you doing, Louis?
Remember I called a while ago?
Oh, we remember you, Louis.
Wait, let me tell you. I don't want to put a damper on it. See, when I call, it's a little controversial.
Yeah.
This is great entertainment.
Okay.
But let me tell you something.
Go ahead.
I don't care who's number one. An athlete is not a guy that plays one sport. And I'm going to put a name out there that the young kids could never heard of. Bob Mathias won 2 decathlons. Jim Thorpe should be number one because he went against the world.
It's since 2000.
But you're talking about people who aren't here.
No, Louis. The list is since 2000.
It's the
Oh, I didn't know
21st
that. I
century.
thought you were talking about everybody.
No, of course Jim Thorpe would be. Of course, there'd be tons of guys to be there. So, no, I'm not going to jump you, Louis. It's all right. Yeah.
Carl Lewis could be on there.
Yeah, there's a ton of guys, as long as he's not singing
but
the
here's
anthem.
another thing.
Okay.
Even with that,
All right.
you can't even have this. You can't play once. Brady be the first to tell you, I'm not even an athlete. I'm a good quarterback.
I know, but we're you're Captain Literal.
Yeah, Louis. So you think an athlete can only be qualified as someone who can play multiple? This list should only be.
All right, you're saying now. Who would I say?
Yeah.
I'm trying to do. Who would I?
Who would you say, Louis?
Yeah, who would you say?
Who's actually a great athlete to you, Louis?
And wait, now we're talking the last what?
Last 24 years.
Since 2000. Yeah.
Oh, 24 years. Oh, my
25,
God.
actually.
I like my man, Joe from San Francisco. He goes to Montana.
Well, that's still, he was wrapping it up by then.
Is he up there? I don't even know.
No, he was done by then.
Yeah, he was done before
was
2000.
out. That was Jeff Garcia.
I speak for everybody. Thank you for the phone call.
That was already Jeff Garcia.
Listen, I'm just going to think. Listen, when they came out, if you remember in 2000, ESPN did the top 100 list. They did it on TV. And there was someone on the list. They put Secretariat on the list.
You just made the list.
Is there a horse?
Oh, who was the last horse?
Could they do that? They put Secretariat on.
American Pharaoh won the Triple Crown.
Would they do that?
But they weren't the dominant. I mean, they won it, but Secretariat was.
Yeah, Secretariat's a different kind of horse.
Well, my dad tells me unbelievable and beat everybody by.
And of course, one of the greatest photographs we've ever seen.
It's literally, I can't describe how moronic it is to put an animal on the list.
But hey, excuse me.
I'm sorry.
He
it's
was
like,
an athlete.
Now, I get it, but it's like, who's your favorite person? And I just say Bear.
Now,
I mean, he is. I mean, Bear is my favorite person.
You know, there are people that still think because he hit 700 home runs, Pujols will be there. My knee-jerk reaction was no, but as a compiler. But look where Barry Bonds was.
Right,
but here's the thing. But Barry Bonds accumulated a lot pre-2000.
10 years prior.
Yeah, maybe. You know what? Reconsidering, I think Pujols did all of it post-2000. I think Pujols is going to be there.
Oh, we got to go. Lindsey Vonn?
Again, that's not. I mean, she's famous. I mean, where does she rank among
Schifrin,
that sport?
What about this one from Jose? Who you got, Jose?
Max Verstappen.
What about
Hamilton's latest rival?
Yeah, but you'd still go Hamilton over Verstappen, right?
And they're not going to have both of them.
And they're not going to put both in the top 25.
Yeah, I mean, because of how lately he's been dominant the past 3-4 years now.
He's been he's been great, but I think I don't think there's room for both. They won't put both. And if they had to pick one or the other, now just to check, is Verstappen? I didn't notice his name. He could be.
I don't think he's there yet. Let's go.
I haven't seen him.
I missed Formula. I used to. It's just the time is just tough.
Neil in East Brunswick, what do you got?
They're on so early.
Hey, fellas. First time, long time.
What's up?
I just want to say thank you, Peter, because you're the one who actually got me into open wheel racing. You mentioned Drive to Survive a couple of years ago, and I got into it, and now it's one of my favorite sports.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious because I didn't end up watching the show or getting into it, and now I made you a fan. Look at me.
Oh, I don't know. Somehow,
no, I remember talking about it. I did think it was fascinating, but it never ended up getting me. So, well, good for you, Neil. I'm jealous. I'm behind.
So Scott Dixon actually won 6 IndyCar championships, all in the 2000s. Hamilton's got 7. So I feel like if they want to have diversity in the list and want some IndyCar representation, Dixon's got to be there.
It's possible. The only thing is they might disrespect Indy, because Formula One, I just think, because it's worldwide, it is considered that if you're the greatest drivers are in Formula One.
Right.
So I think that's why.
Wait, is IndyCar and Formula One the same?
No.
How different is it?
Well, because Formula One's all road courses.
And Indy
does have road courses, but they also play. They also race on ovals, so it's different. Now you had Mario Andretti was in NASCAR, he was in Indy, he was in Formula One. There's been a few.
Andretti did all.
Yeah, he was amazing. Juan Pablo Montoya did all 3.
You just killed my father. Prepare to die.
I can't kill you for that. It's all right. It's a great job.
1-800-919-3776. Phone line still jammed. A couple of fun names on the list as well.
This is fun.
Point God coming up at 5:45. ENN at 6 o'clock. And I got to tell you about my friends over at Security Dodge, Long Island Ram and Wrangler headquarters.
I love my fruit to the root. I love my fruit, they a wonderful treat. I love my fruit, they so juicy and sweet. I love my fruit, every flavor and taste. I love my fruit, every color and shape. I love my fruit to the root. Fruits in my smoothies, mango so groovy. Melons and limes, sometimes I get choosy. Bananas for breakfast, blueberries for brunch, pineapples for dinner, fruit salad for lunch. Even though oranges don't rhyme, they don't. I'm still gonna eat them, they mine. I love my fruit, every flavor and taste. I love my fruit, every color and shape.
That's Aaron Judge.
Yeah. Sometimes you get the feeling you're watching a Hall of Famer right in the middle of his prime.
The captain is rolling.
They're going to need a longer tape measure.
A monster blast. See ya. Wow.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
10. You said, I've been living here 10 years and I haven't found a good pizza spot.
That's good. That's really good.
0.00.
Oh, baby, talk to me, bro.
You, Nick Swisher, have the lowest ERA in the history of baseball.
That's right.
There have been 2,740,718 views of your Savages in the Box viral rant.
The finest premium arena club in the world comes alive in Brooklyn. Welcome to Crown Club, the Brooklyn Nets' most exclusive club in Barclays Center. Featuring a menu curated by Major Food Group with Carbone classics and a world-class wine list. To learn more about premium memberships at Barclays Center, visit brooklynnets.com/crown-club.
Who work at Shriners Hospitals for Children, you might see everyday people just doing their job. But to me and other kids, they aren't just receptionists, therapists, or doctors. They're superheroes. But these superheroes are only able to help all of us kids because of the support of people just like you who empower their abilities so we get the care we need to live our lives like super kids.
Because of people like you, I can play the violin.
I can play piano. And I can walk. Please go to loveshriners.org right away. Help us be superheroes too.
For years, one company has battled to deliver business products the next day with no freight charges. Now, WB Mason, with their famous fleet of trucks and drivers, faces their biggest challenge, rescuing shipping and packaging buyers from expensive freight charges. That's right. Now, boxes, stretch film, and packaging tape are delivered the very next day at amazingly low prices. So, who do you call for fast delivery and no expensive freight charges? Who but WB Mason?
Popeyes has the best of both wings. Our juicy chicken is marinated to perfection with 2 distinct twists on all 6 flavors. Whether you prefer our spicy bone-in wings or our classic tender white meat boneless wings, we've got the best of both.
They say, Lauren, what's the secret to a long, sustained relationship? It's Blue Chew. Blue Chew. Blue Chew? Blue Chew. Blue Chew. Blue Chew. Blue Chew is an online subscription-based service that sends these affordable tablets directly to your home. No one even has to know.
Don't let a clogged gutter rain on your parade. Protect your home with LeafGuard, the only one-piece seamless gutter system guaranteed to never clog, no matter the weather. Never clean your gutters again with LeafGuard. LeafGuard's patented seamless design keeps leaves, pests, and sediment out while directing water away from your home, preventing wood rot and foundation decay, giving you peace of mind that your home and family are protected from water damage with the industry's premier maintenance-free gutter system. LeafGuard is the smartest solution in gutter protection, proudly protecting your home by getting it right the first time for a lifetime. From manufacturing to installation, LeafGuard handles the entire process from start to finish. Invest in your home with a company you can trust. Call 888-6LeafGuard right now for a free estimate and save 20% plus $500 off your purchase and installation. LeafGuard, get it today, protected for life.
Eyes forward. Don't drive distracted.
Somebody obviously listens. Is there a sport we're not thinking about? We've done auto racing. We've done Olympic sports.
Here's one.
Go ahead.
JR in Westbury, who you got?
Hey, what's up, guys? Peter, I believe you're familiar just in territory, but Gable, a newly acquired lineman by the Buffalo Bills.
That's right.
Is also a Olympic gold medalist and a 3-time national wrestling champ.
Gold, yeah. Gable Steveson, it is possible. Gable Steveson is that good. But maybe the greatest heavyweight wrestler of all time.
But would we have seen him earlier? I don't know if they're going to do that in the top 25. I have a feeling the top 25 are all going to be very recognizable names in major sports. Like you say, F1's not major. Lewis Hamilton is probably one of the biggest earners in professional sports. Now, because you think about stuff, Formula One's huge outside of the United States. So when you talk about soccer, Formula One's right there. Well, you remember back in the day when Tiger Woods was like the top earner in the United States, sports-wise, Michael Schumacher beat him. Like, there's a lot. Like, Formula One's pretty big,
huge, internationally gigantic.
It's so. So I think all 25 names are going to be very, very recognizable. And I'm not saying that Stevenson doesn't belong on there. Stevenson, they would probably put him on earlier on the list. But who knows?
Ballard suggested Shaun White.
Shaun White, yeah. Right?
It's possible, right? I mean,
it's pretty big. There's no way. Wait a minute now. Well, but in context, I'm sure that made sense.
Steve in the car. What's up, Steve?
Hi, guys. How are you? What about the answer, Allen Iverson?
No.
Listen,
no.
Did Iverson not make the top 100?
Don, why not? The man was awesome.
No, he was awesome. Steve, the problem is top 25. He should have made the top 100.
But he's going to be ahead of KD?
Interesting. I hear.
I'm surprised. Is Iverson not in the 100? Then you can definitely say that might have been a mistake.
I don't think I saw him.
But
I didn't see him. But
you're not going to put him ahead of KD.
My argument is, if you're not counting Shaq, you can't count him. I mean, Iverson has one MVP to Shaq's 1 to 2. Shaq has 3 rings. Shaq was the most dominant center at his point.
But again, Shaq's problem is the dominance pre-2000.
Exactly.
That's the issue.
Whereas Iverson's rookie year was 96, I think.
Yeah, he didn't.
So he was really still great. Well into the 2000s. I love Iverson, so Iverson's one of those pound-for-pound guys to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but not in the top 100, Scott Avant, but he's not making the top 25.
Let's go to Jimmy in Hopatcong. Hey, Jimmy.
Hey, guys, I have a couple of NASCAR points for you.
All right.
One, I was at Pocono this past weekend, camped in an RV at fence line 274.
Okay, nice.
And for the list for all time, Dale Earnhardt has to be number one, senior.
Yeah, but
he
died in 2000, Jimmy.
Jimmy, come back to us.
This is post-2000.
Jimmy.
Yeah, but post-2000, Kyle Busch has to be up there, Jimmy Johnson.
Well, Jimmy Johnson, I think, is what, 47? So Jimmy Johnson's there. We're checking to see where Jeff Gordon is. Where is it, Anthony? He's not on the list? No Jeff Gordon. You got it, but you know what? Jimmy Johnson's got it. But Jeff Gordon did a lot pre-2000.
What about Denny Hamlin?
That's still relatively new. They're not putting a NASCAR driver
that high.
Jimmy Johnson's the guy, and to have him in the 40s tells you there's not going to be a NASCAR driver in the top 25. People got to get it's post 2000.
I mean, even the great Ric Flair went on Twitter and complained about the list.
He did?
Yeah, Rick. I mean, Rick was still wrestling well past 2000, but Rick, I mean, if they included pro wrestlers on this list, you still wouldn't have been in the post 2000. You would have been pre 2000.
This was you find this interesting. I was on my brother's birthday show Monday. Okay. I followed Ric Flair.
Wow,
how about that?
That was the booking. It was Ric Flair followed by Don LaGreca.
Yes.
Wow.
I don't think they want.
How about that?
I think they wanted it that way. Oh, Shaun White's already on the list.
He just made the list. Let's go to Ed in Jersey. Hey, Ed.
Hey, guys. Thanks for taking my call.
Thanks, Ed.
Helio Castroneves won 4 Indy 500s all in the 21st century. And also, while I was on hold, I just thought about a different amateur wrestler named Cale Sanderson, who did not lose a single match in 4 years in college and has won a bunch of Olympic gold medals and is now the head coach at Penn State, who is now the national dominant team in college wrestling.
It's not going to be in the top 25.
No.
But Helio Castroneves is interesting. Is he not in the top 100? He's not. I just hope they respect Indy. I don't know if they do.
I'm just trying to look up. I'm trying to. Why did McAfee rip this list so bad?
I just saw the 30-second clip, but I don't know what his motivation. Like, I heard him rip how stupid it was. I didn't hear his reasoning. I'm sure he gave one.
I don't. In the quotes in this article, this article makes it seem like he's kind of just goofing.
I don't know.
I'm not seeing it listed.
I don't know whether it's.
Is it because Rodgers is low? Is what everyone's going to say? Is because he's friends with Rodgers and Rodgers is 91.
But where do you want Rodgers to be? Peyton Manning's 26.
See, he didn't say. Okay, hold on. Here we go. What they chose to do, the blah blah blah. I'm trying to look for a specific thing. Yeah, I don't see any specific reference. I don't see a specific reference.
Was he upset about there was like cricket and stuff on there? I mean,
he jokes about blaming Dan Orlovsky for the list because Orlovsky was about to come on the show.
It's a goof.
I don't think he's that serious about it. Everyone makes it a headline because it's Pat, but I don't think he's that serious. Let's go to Jared in Woodbridge. Hey, Jared.
Hey, Don and Peter. How's it going?
Good.
So I'm not sure if anyone has mentioned this guy, and this might be stretching the boundaries of what we consider a sport, but if it's in terms of pure dominance amongst his competition, who's a better athlete than the great Joey Chestnut?
Yeah, somebody had mentioned it before, and I said that I'm not going to come in tomorrow if he's on the list.
That's fair. A little bit of a stretch, but
I like what you're saying, but I would be disgusted. Not to the point of McAfee because I like my job, but not bad. Do you have another one?
I had Poole some, but I already heard someone say.
Yeah, but I actually the one regret. There's a daily regret that I go through when I'm driving home, like of something I wish I said differently or thought. My knee-jerk reaction was no to Pujols because I think of it more of a compiler, but he did hit 700 home runs. I believe all of them in the 2000s. It's got to be Pujols is going to definitely be there.
So you've absolutely,
absolutely no
full turn. Oh,
this is an interesting. I know where you're going.
Fascinating.
It was funny because this area was just mentioned a couple of callers ago.
Mike
in the Poconos.
Yeah, guys. How about Lance Armstrong or Greg LeMond?
You know what? Well, Greg LeMond would obviously be pre-2000.
Yeah,
I don't want to have to continue to repeat this, but Armstrong is interesting because if you're going to have A-Rod and you're going to have Barry Bonds,
And
then
Poppy.
I think that Armstrong would have to be there, right? You're talking about dominance in cycling.
Has to be.
What did he win the Tour de France 7 times? Now it's all ill-gotten gain, supposedly.
But no, but if you included other people who are
But you're right.
juicers, you got to have it.
You know what?
Write it down.
Write it down.
Mark it down.
Mark it down.
And write it.
In pen. Write it. In blood.
Yep. You remember.
I think he's going to be on there.
With a bullet. You remember when Lance Armstrong famously said,
Catch me outside. How about that?
I do know it does shrink a certain area. But I don't think it affects your voice like that.
No. Moose in Jamaica, what do you got?
Oscar De La Hoya? I don't know.
No. He's half and half.
Yeah.
90s and post 2000s, and just not enough dominance to be that high. Even though he's a huge star, there are other boxers who would be higher than
Roy Jones Jr. Roy Jones Jr.
That's the first
90s too. Roy has a bunch of 90s too.
Because you know what, I remember doing shows with Wally Matthews. He was already on the other side by like 2002.
Yeah. He was by the early 2000s. Roy Jones had his heavyweight run. You know, it wasn't the same.
You do realize
Klitschko could have made it to the top 100.
I think so.
I think Vitaly Klitschko could have made the top 100, but he didn't.
Every time I say that Dave Rothenberg is pound for pound the best host on this station, I think of Roy Jones Jr. That's who I envision when I say.
Because for so long he was pound for pound the best. And it's funny because he was a light heavyweight. You know, he was like 170 pounds. He didn't have a lot of big people in his class, name recognition-wise, but he was always just the man. Let's go to Fran in Massapequa. Hey, Fran.
Hey, Fran.
What's up, boys? Always a pleasure. This is one of the 2 days of the year where there's no sports played, the 4 major sports.
That's right.
And we're making it work.
Day before, All-Star game, day after.
Yeah.
Used to be a good question, but everybody knows it now.
Yeah.
All right, I got something for you. I don't know if this is a sport, but I'll tell you one thing. This guy was as dominant as Wayne Gretzky, and I don't know if people are going to laugh or not, but hopefully you'll give me a second or two after that. Bowling. There's a gentleman, I forgot his first name. His name is Belmonte. And I'm telling you, the guy has dominated professional bowling in the last 20 years.
Jason?
Is that it, Jason Belmonte?
I think it is.
He throws it with the hand outside the ball. You know, he doesn't throw it traditionally.
It's a sport. Listen, it's a sport, Fran. I mean,
you got to look. All right, but you got. I know. Listen, I know bowling's not that popular, but if you're talking about dominance, look at what he's done. He's probably become the greatest bowler of all time. That's how good his run is incredible. Look, I'm just saying.
Is he? And he's not on the list. I got to go check and make sure he's not already on the list.
I'm not sure. I just got in the car and I'm like, wow, this is awesome. All the awesome stuff I miss.
Jason Belmonte, the bowler.
Yeah, I'm always in the car for the crappy stuff, you know.
All right, we heard he's not on the list.
All right, he's not on the list. But if you look, he has, he might have the most titles ever. He's really, really exceptional bowler. But I just figured I'd throw it out there.
Well, here, it's not. He has won 31 PBA tours. So that's 15 majors. He's a 7-time PBA Player of the Year.
Shine in the car was calling about Belmonte, right, Sean?
He does seem to have the credentials.
Yeah, I was totally calling about Jason Belmonte. He has the credentials. He is the best bowler to ever exist. He changed the game.
You know what?
He changed the game.
You know what?
He brought two-handed bowling to professional bowling.
Anthony, write him down.
Ooh, you see what you did there,
I'm ready to write it down. That's 2 callers. I'm looking at it. This is impressive. He's Australian.
I like what you've done, Sean.
You know what? I love it.
We only need one more.
You know what? I think that's the kind of... See, this is why I love our listeners, because these are the kinds of people that deserve a take. And this also tells you that Peter's right, how eclectic our listeners are. They're pulling bowlers. Come on, man.
Wait, so you're saying that not everyone here is calling us? Only wants to know what Aaron Judge had for dinner last night?
I think the people viewing But I think radio has a
very diverse, broad audience.
Very diverse.
We'll find out what the point guard is next, and we'll take our remaining phone calls on this subject, plus ENN at 6. All right, that's all coming up for you. It's Peter and Don. It's the K Show.
The Michael K. Show on Yes is presented by Untuck It. Shirts designed to be worn untucked. Shop now at untuckit.com.
The best ideas come from solving common problems. My problem, like a lot of other men, I couldn't find a shirt that looked good untucked. So this became my passion, to design a shirt that captures the perfect balance between length and fit. Easy to say, not that easy to do. But with some innovative design changes, we did it. Our problem, my solution. Untuckit.com.
Stay straight for the next 200 miles.
Get into an Audi and go your own way. Find your way to exceptional offers during the Summer of Audi sales event at your local Audi dealer.
Hi, I'm Greg. I live in Bloomington, Illinois. I'm not an actor. I'm just a regular person. Some people say, why should I take Prevagen? I don't have a problem with my memory. Memory loss is not something that occurs overnight. I started noticing subtle lapses in memory. I want people to know that Prevagen has worked for me. It's helped my memory. It's helped my cognitive qualities. Give it a try. I want it to help you just like it has helped me.
Prevagen, at stores everywhere without a prescription. Big season, more reasons to say yes. Wow. Yes to the ultimate viewing experience. Aaron Judge crushes one. Yes to in-game live stats. And earn rewards and win prizes. Get all the Yankees action on the Yes app. Download now.
What's your name?
Ryan. I'm seeking a life-saving
kidney. I want to live for my friends. Like Jeffrey, he's funny. I want to live for my mom.
You have to be what?
Be brave.
You have to be brave.
My name is Ryan, and I want to live.
A promise is a trust not to be broken. Whether spoken with an oath,
Do you solemnly swear?
It's your first day. You know I got your back, right?
or sealed with a pinky. In 1922, a group of soldiers launched USAA with a promise to take care of their own. And after 100 years, we're still taking care of the military community and their families. That's our mission, always.
When I hit 80, I needed help around the home. A friend of mine told me to call Freedom Care, and they'll pay my granddaughter to take care of me.
Funded by Medicaid, Freedom Care allows people to choose who provides their care, and the caregiver gets paid instantly after their shift.
Life is sweeter with her around.
Nana gave me so much joy as a child. Now it's my turn to return the love.
Call now to find out benefits and pay and how fast you can get started.
It's gonna feel like home. It's gonna be electric.
This is the Yankees flexing their muscles.
He has the right demeanor.
The expectation was to win a championship.
This is the Yankees being the Yankees.
Do you spend hours maintaining your gutters? Save that time with LeafGuard's maintenance-free system. Call 1-833-2-GUTTERS. Mesh filters sit on top of your gutters, building up debris and eventually clogging. Then they need to be cleaned too. Honestly, your home should have been built with LeafGuard gutters. LeafGuard's wraparound hood deflects debris and keeps water away from your home. The one-piece seamless system is strong, 20% thicker than average, and built to last. Plus, LeafGuard is guaranteed to never clog for as long as you own your home. Right now, get a complete LeafGuard system for only $99 down, $99 a month, and $99 installation. You'll also receive a $100 Visa gift card with a free gutter inspection and in-home estimate. Damage from clogged gutters can cost you thousands. Never worry about clogged gutters again. Don't wait, you've still got time. Call 1-833-2-GUTTERS today. That's 1-833-2-GUTTERS.
I mean, if you look at the history of this show, when somebody suggests in the moment that it's point guard, it's got an incredible chance to win. So I've clinched the week.
You did very good. You should be proud of yourself.
I don't want to be Michael.
Well, I know it wasn't correct. When people say you did good.
You done good. I don't know. I just wanted to be that guy for once. Then you know what? I don't like it. I feel dirty.
You feel dirty?
Yeah, that I corrected you. You're trying to be Michael.
You should. He can't do anything for you. You guys should reset your preset with ESPN New York. All you got to do is show us that you're listening by uploading a photo of a device playing the ESPN New York app for a chance to win a once-in-a-lifetime experience with your favorite radio hosts. Head over to the contest tile on the ESPN New York app to enter. This week's giveaway is a visit to the ESPN New York studio to visit Bart and Hahn on Wednesday, the 28th of August. You'll even have a chance to join them on air. Keep it locked all summer long for more great experiences. Now, do you think Bart will let you get a word in edgewise, Don, if you join them on air?
Well, if you listen to Michael, I'm the one that always fat hands when it comes to talking. So that should be interesting to see who gets words in.
Let's take a couple more calls here before a big ENN. Albert and Dumont.
What's up? How you doing, Peter?
Dumont.
What's up,
How are you? I think he did that on purpose.
I did. How you doing, buddy?
Good. Are you guys adding wrestlers to the list?
I said ESPN would really show me something if they put The Undertaker in the top 25.
He did. He had a great run post 2000. Who would you?
I'm thinking of either Stone Cold or The Rock.
No,
one of the two.
Not post, but post 2000, they have so much important work in the 97 to 2000 range.
Yeah. But you know what?
In fact, it would have to be Albert. If you were going to include WWE wrestlers, which I would be all for, it's got to be John Cena.
Okay, for the 2000, for the majority of the 2000, I agree.
I still go on.
I agree. Even though I hate his guts, but yeah, I agree.
Wow, why do you hate his guts?
All right.
He was so corny, so cliche. I mean, he was just over the top. I mean, now I love him, but yeah, back then
I know.
I
Listen, I have this argument all the time. It's why I don't put him on my Mount Rushmore. I love and appreciate John Cena as a human being, and he's a credit to the business. But the character itself was just, as an adult, it was hard to root for a long time.
Yes, I agree.
But we will
agree. Love you guys.
Thank you, buddy. But Albert, this run that he's going to have will be fun. The celebrating him will be a lot of fun. This is probably the third or fourth phone call for this. Ben in Bay Ridge. Hey, bud.
Hey, you guys doing? Yeah, I'm here to advocate for Joey Chestnut.
I love the Chestnut people.
No.
How can you say that,
Because it's not a sport.
That's more
it's not
athletic.
a sport.
Yes, it is.
No,
That's
it's not
more
athletic.
than a race car driver.
No, stop it. You need hand-eye coordination. You're going 200 miles per hour. You could possibly
like an
die.
Athlete. Do you ever read the stories
I
about
don't
what he
care
does?
to read them because he's eating hot dogs. No,
I don't.
Don't.
He's using his body.
Good
to
for
do
him.
something athletic.
You know what? I could think of a competition in which I use my body and I'd be king, but I would not suggest to be in the top 25.
I would be more than a bowler.
I would be Albert Pujols and Ken Griffey Jr. combined. I would be a king, and I wouldn't suggest it because to me, mine it accomplishes more than eating a bunch of hot dogs, and I wouldn't have the audacity to suggest it.
That's not right. What you just did wasn't right.
What do you mean?
Well, two things. One, what you're suggesting, yeah.
You don't know what I was suggesting.
It can't. That's not an Olympic sport. I think.
Well, so in hot dog eating?
But hot dog eating, I will say this: there is this physical aspect to it.
Don't care.
That is real.
I'm sure there's.
You're training your body.
Did you ever play jacks? The hand-eye coordination of trying to pick up the jacks before the ball bounces a second time? I would not suggest that. I wouldn't suggest it. But are we going to have bass fishing? There are people that compete. There are magazines that cover bass fishing. Are we going to throw that in? I respect that more as a sport than throwing a bunch of hot dogs down your throat.
And if you remove the B from bass fishing, it's closer
right.
to what Don's talking about.
Nice.
I don't see the connection.
Let's go to Jose in Coney Island. Hey, Jose.
Hey, how you doing, man? Listen, Don's the best. Don comes up with the greatest ideas. He said that when he was driving home, he thinks about, things that he regretted. You guys should do a, open up the show with a what I regretted yesterday.
I love it. Or at the end of the show, like just to close out ENN, the regret of the day. I love it. It doesn't, and we don't all have to have one.
Now, is it like PTI, like a thing you missed, or is it something?
It could be something you missed, something you mispronounced, something that you regret, something like when you're driving home, boy, like the Saquon thing yesterday, where I went after Schefter saying that Saquon was a $16 million, when he's really not. He's 12.5. Like you know what? That was a bad job out of me. That would have been one of my regrets.
Should we call it? I got a name already, because you know what, I do this professionally. Should we just call it shoulda, coulda, woulda?
Ooh. I like that.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda.
Listen, I don't know how good these shows are. I really do. Somebody else has to judge.
Well, by the way, and no one ever does or tells us anything.
Because Michael's not here, so we don't take a collective name.
A lot of people believe that the station goes dark when Michael's not here.
So we're just here. You know what I mean. But things come out of these shows that I think are very creative and fun.
I love these shows.
But I think that was a good suggestion. We can do that because I think that shows something. It shows character, that you're willing to admit your mistakes publicly on the show in which it had taken place.
Yeah, it's not very sports talk radio. It's very different in that way.
Oh, no, it's anti-sports talk radio.
Yeah, no one does.
That's kind of what I feel like.
I love that every phone line is still jammed. I don't even know what we're doing.
What we're doing ENN is what we're doing.
You're damn right that's what we're doing. And we're doing it next. And we're going to have one of the best ENN. I'm sensing one of the great ENNs of all time is coming up.
I was going to say that.
Right?
I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't mean because of Anthony. He's a talentless hack. I just mean something is going to happen that's special. It's next with Anthony Pusick right here on Yes and ESPN New York.
Now, get more in a new Mazda from Ramsey Mazda, more selection and more.
It's summertime in New York State. Time to get away. Enjoy everything that makes it easy to love New York. Start your getaway at iloveny.com.
Michelin innovates on the road and far beyond. With airless tires designed for exploring new frontiers. Michelin, motion for life.
Do you suffer from knee pain? Ever been diagnosed with osteoarthritis or worried about the risks involved with knee surgery?
It hurt all the time, like the nerves were rubbing against each other.
I was at the point of either replace my knees because I'm tired of this pain.
Get the relief you need without surgery. We're Arthritis Knee Pain Centers, the premier leaders in non-surgical knee pain treatments. Instead of surgically replacing your knees, our state-of-the-art procedures replenish the depleted natural cushioning in your joints with an FDA-approved shock-absorbing gel, without surgery and without downtime.
After the first injection, I knew it was going to work.
We've successfully treated thousands of patients. Medicare and most private insurance cover this procedure.
Full motion, no pain, walking, everything just back normal like it used to be.
Locations in Garden City, Smithtown, and Wall, New Jersey. Call 1-800-834-5911 for a no-charge, no-obligation knee pain assessment or go to arthritiskneepain.com.
This is a keepsake frame. This is actually a photo from my wedding. I'm Adam Weiss, founder and CEO of Keepsake, the mobile app that makes it easy to have your photos printed, framed, and shipped to your doorstep. You just choose a photo that you love, you can preview it in over 100 frames, and in a couple of days, you're gonna receive your photo in a beautiful, handmade frame. So if you've got a special photo on your phone, install the free Keepsake app. We would love a chance to frame it for you.
I knew it. I thought something is different about my man. It's Blue Chew. Blue Chew. Blue Chew? Blue Chew. Blue Chew. Blue Chew. Blue Chew. Blue Chew. You've done it again.
Nice to meet you. My name is David. I've been a pharmacist for 44 years. When I have customers come in and ask for something for memory, I recommend Prevagen. Number one, because it's safe and effective, does not require a prescription. And I've been taking it quite a while myself, and I know it works. And I love it when the customers come back in and tell me, David, that really works so good for me. Makes my day.
Prevagen, at stores everywhere without a prescription.
Recipes. Recipes that are more than their ingredients. Recipes written by hand and lost to time can now be analyzed and restored using the power of Dell AI, preserving memories and helping to write new ones.
Stay straight for the next 200 miles.
Get into an Audi and go your own way. Find your way to exceptional offers during the Summer of Audi sales event at your local Audi dealer.
Chevy lets you begin every day fully charged, so you can go farther. And so can your money. Tow with confidence. Plus, stay connected with available OnStar technology. For summer adventures, Chevy's got you. Current qualified lessees can get this Equinox for around $199 a month. Or well-qualified buyers get 1.9% APR when you finance with GM Financial.
So I'm trying to, guys, I think I have the 25, by the way. If you've been listening to us,
I mean, he's really been crunching numbers.
I'm trying.
He's like, what's the guy's name from MSNBC? Warnacki.
Oh, with the
He's like Steve
I love a
Warnacki.
board like that.
Yeah,
That'd be great for the show. So here's what we have. Of course, ESPN's been giving out for the last 3 days the top 100 athletes of the 21st century, and tomorrow the last 25 will come out.
You don't know
I
that.
think based on, because I think I missed somebody that you guys mentioned. I think we now have the 25. Let's see if this sounds right. All right.
Okay.
So this is Don and Peter's predictions for the top 25 athletes of the 21st century, not in any particular order.
Right.
Sidney Crosby, Serena Williams,
We agree.
Tiger Woods,
We also agree.
LeBron James.
Eu concordo.
The three: Federer, Djokovic, Nadal.
I think Nadal makes it.
Okay. Brady,
Sure.
Mahomes,
Absolutely.
Messi, and Ronaldo.
There's no world in which they're not there.
Kobe, Tim Duncan,
Yeah, we think so.
Michael Phelps, Usain Bolt, Simone Biles, and Katie Ledecky from the Olympics.
Those are, to me, 4 locks, Don.
Steph Curry,
I think so.
Floyd Mayweather,
I mean, what's beyond a lock?
Lewis Hamilton,
Big lock.
Albert Pujols, which Don has now been
Confirmed.
convinced of,
Yeah.
Canelo Alvarez,
Canelo's an interesting one, but I think he will be there.
Lance Armstrong,
Lance Armstrong.
Belmonte the bowler.
Is that his name?
Yeah, sure.
Jason Belmonte.
And Aaron Donald. That's our 25.
That's our 25.
That's our 25.
We're going to have something wrong.
I think so.
It's just going to be interesting to figure out which one. Don, let's not look at it till we get on the air tomorrow. Like gentlemen. We make that pact together?
Yeah. Let's make the pact.
Right.
This is beautiful. I'm
let's
putting
hold
it out.
Let's hold hands like Thelma and Louise and ride off into that sunset together. You know what I mean?
That's right. It'd be perfect.
Putting it out right now on this list. You can now catch it on TMCast ESPN on
You just made the list.
X. So there you go. And it's a good time to start ENN. Good evening, Don. Oh, something's wrong with my board. That's unfortunate.
Want me to
Not
help
able
you?
to play anything.
All right, Anthony.
Let's try it again.
It's New York, baby.
Okay. Good evening to Don again.
I don't know. I should know that, and I don't. I feel ashamed.
Good evening to Don again.
There's no way. Wait a minute now.
Hi, Don.
You know what? I could think of a competition in which I use my body, and I'd be king.
It's interesting. Water polo, I assume.
That could live, by the way.
Don again.
I would be
They're more
king.
than a bowler.
I would
more
be
than a bowler.
Albert Pujols and Ken Griffey Jr. combined.
It's talking about the same sport.
Don again.
I would be a king.
I like it. Peter and Don.
But Don,
no.
Hold on.
No.
Don and Peter.
If he's on the list, I'm wiping myself with it and not coming in the next day.
Oh, boy.
Peter.
Oh, look at RFK. It doesn't make that one's not going to last.
I like that one, though.
Look at RFK.
That was for me.
Hey, Bobby.
Sorry?
No, I'm just getting John Winthrop again forcing Shaq. Shaq's not going to make it.
Yeah, I don't think Shaq's
because he's talking about the 4 championships all post 2000, but they weren't his championships. They were with Kobe, right? 3-time Finals MVP. So you got to give him credit because he was the Finals MVP. But that was 2000 and 2000. But look at all the things he accomplished pre. He was a 15-time All-Star, 93 through 98. He just accomplished way too much in the 90s.
What number correct would make you guys happy?
All 25.
All 25. Peter? The realistic number?
I would say if we get 20,
20?
That's a good number.
I think I feel like we're going to get 22. I feel like we're going to get 22 of them.
Really?
I think we are. I think we're going to get 22 of them. I don't.
Which
but the
one
problem
concerns
is,
you? Who concerns you?
The bowler.
I like the bowler, though.
I do.
Because the caller who called up Shine, would he explain to us about how much he's changed the game? To me, that's what you're looking for. I like that.
I'll be honest with you. Canelo concerns me a little bit because I don't know where they're going to be on it.
Here's what I would predict. By the way, if Canelo's on it, he's like 25.
Okay.
24.
Yeah.
Something like that.
How about this? Let's get everybody in the top
5.
Okay.
Let's do top 5.
Top 10? I think we get everybody in the top.
Well, let's start with 5.
Okay.
Top 5 has to be LeBron, Tiger,
Brady, Serena,
and who's 5?
Messi or Ronaldo?
Messi. We say that's the 5?
Yeah.
That's probably right.
Messi, Brady, Serena, Tiger, LeBron.
Yeah.
I think that's fair.
I think that's fair. Also, do you care?
This was a good time.
As much as you love Shaq, we all love Shaq.
Of course.
Do you care about Shaq?
We love Shaq.
Do you care about him post?
He's so big, they called him Shaq Diesel.
Do you care
Superman
about him post Lakers?
Would you really get
Heat, Suns, Cavs, Celtics. Do you care about him post Lakers? Whatever he accomplished.
No. I mean,
so
he was good on the Heat.
He was good on the Heat, right? I get it, but again, he left the Lakers in 2004. So I guess it's possible, but he came into the league in '92. It's like the same thing with Brodeur. It's just like there's so much was accomplished in the '90s.
See, we tried. That's when we were struggling.
By the way, he was big in college, too.
I now feel
so
good
it's like
about
10 years in the 90s.
Yeah, I don't think.
I now feel good about not having Brodeur. With the list we have, I actually feel pretty good now that he's.
All right, so let's then open it up to 6 through 10. Then it gets harder. Kobe?
Well, Ronaldo has to be one.
I think
Ronaldo's at 6 through 10.
Oh, Mayweather?
What about Federer, Djokovic, and Nadal?
They
could all be in the top. They could all be.
They could be very high.
Where do you put Michael Phelps?
Oh boy,
this is. I gotta tell you, this is gonna be very exciting tomorrow. We have a big show,
and and Mahomes could crack the top 10.
You don't know. He could.
This is gonna be a terrific show.
Oh, it's going to be awesome.
I'm excited about it. It's going to be a hell of a day tomorrow, starting at 3 p.m.
The day starts.
What's going to happen is the Yankees are going to play Torres, and that's it. And Michael's going to come back from vacation.
Wait, Michael's back tomorrow or Friday?
Friday.
No, Friday, but I'm just saying.
No, but if you trade,
if they trade Gleyber Torres, he will be on the show at 2:30.
I don't know with Barton Hunt.
Is
that a realistic thing to happen?
No,
I don't.
I was just trying to think of something the Yankees could do.
Unless Don's texting Jeff.
No.
I don't know.
Shaq Diesel.
Somebody, you know what? Brendan McCool just tweeted me one that I thought was interesting. Diana Taurasi, and there were a couple of WNBA players on there, but she's so accomplished, not just
Top
in
25,
WNBA
though.
and in the Olympics. I wonder, that could be one. I like that. I like that it was mentioned, though.
I'm worried about our bowler. I think that's the one outlet. Just not because of what he's accomplished. I just think that.
And by the way, Shine gets all the. If it's there, Shine gets, and the other caller also, they get credit.
I used to bowl 275.
Anybody who picked
every time.
Anybody who tried to do this, because I'm sure every show did, and if we get the bowler and nobody else does, I'll feel pretty good.
I believe, and I don't know this for a fact. I listen as much as I can. I think we're the only show doing this.
You know what? I think it was a great decision. I think it was a great decision.
And it's because of you. You're a tremendous producer.
What did I do? Oh,
you alerted us of this.
Well, you're aware of what we excel at as talent.
Sure.
And you encouraged us to pursue it.
Well, thank you.
We're big list guys.
The other thing that we did today,
love a list.
and it feels like forever ago now because the list just was all-encompassing, was Hard Knocks with the Giants. Episode 3 came out last night. Michael Lombardi was on Pat McAfee. He had some interesting things to say about Hard Knocks and what he's noticed from the Giants.
For me, what I find missing in terms of what I watch this show is there's no identity for the Giants. There's no systematic, this is who we are. And that started in 1979 when the great George Young came in and said, basically, we are going to create a system of scouting that is going to put a team on the field that has great size and speed. I watch this show and I see a team that is basically every player is evaluated individually. So they're adding talent, not building a team. That's my one concern.
He also said he does, to add to that, have issues with the Giants' free agent process.
The offseason is about you sit in a room as a general manager during the season and you have three things that you're working on. You're working on your team and you have to put together a list. Here's what we must have in order to have a competitive team next year. And those four things are in one column. This is what we need to have a better team next year. That's column 2. And this is what we want to have as a better team. That came from Bill Parcells. That didn't come from Michael Lombardi. That came from Bill Parcells. He was the one that echoed that. And you work off of that list. And when you enter into free agency, you're entering in based on how you've set up your team needs. What do we want to do? How do we improve it? And then you figure out what player you can get that can adhere to those things. And so when I watch it, everything comes down to we can get this guy. Okay, well, maybe we get that guy. And then everybody has a different opinion. You know, the one thing the great Charlie Munger once said, he said, if you want to make a bad decision, ask a lot of people. That's what I watch when I see that.
Well, but here's what I would say. It's a 40-minute show. So they're going to give you the kind of highlights of what's being discussed. Do you think that's you think that's all the discussion that goes into the free agents is what we see on a 40 or 45-minute show? Or I think one show was 45 minutes. I think yesterday's was 40.
It's like 37 yesterday.
Yeah. So
I will say this.
So I mean, how in depth do you think they could possibly get? I mean, they have their list of guys. I mean, listen, I love quoting Bill Parcells. I love quoting George Young. These guys are part of my childhood. They were able to help me get 2 championships together. But this was not a cap sport back then. So some of these philosophies have changed. I think there's a lot more analytics. I think you can only do, Anthony, what your cap allows you to do. I think trying to find the perfect player that fits everything that you want to do, I think that's unicorn and rainbows because you only have a certain amount of money to spend and you get the players that are only a certain are available, certain guys you can fit. I think that's a luxury that not every team can have in a cap sport.
Well, this is something, and I'm not going to I'm going to agree and disagree with Michael Lombardi. He said that you need a set plan of what you're doing. In one of the episodes, whether it was episode 1 or 2, Joe Shane said the couple things we're going to be looking at here heading into the offseason are O-line, pass rush, and corner. They signed O-linemen. They traded for Brian Burns. Now, what Shane acknowledged, which he hasn't yet acknowledged since, was after you get Burns, they're going to kind of be capped out in the sense of what they can do. So they did not improve the secondary. But his argument was, if we get Burns, it alleviates the pressure on the secondary, so it doesn't have to be top 15 in the league. He didn't use those words, but I'm just saying that. And the pass rush will hopefully get to them before the secondary gets exposed.
I mean, it's one of the most overrated things said about defenses, but it's also the way teams generally justify them.
But for Lombardi to say necessarily that they didn't, they did acknowledge like 3 things They hit 2 of them. They didn't get 1. So I'll say, yes, they didn't accomplish all their goals, but I think they're pretty happy with how the offseason has gone. I mean, of course, they'll tell you that. But I think overall, and now getting a lot of opinions, I don't know, maybe that's changed. Kind of like you said, Don. It seems like the head of pro scouting is involved, and the assistant GM Brown is also in there a lot. I'm sure a lot of teams do that, though. I don't think that's just a Giant thing.
Everything, all sports is collaboration now. It is. I mean, you've got
collaboration.
But because there's a lot of information. But I wouldn't judge. Hey, listen, Lombardi might be right. He knows a lot more than I do. But I'm not going to judge things based on the snippets that we're allowed to see. I'm sure a lot more work goes into that than they narrow down their list, and you base it on who they're trying to get it. Plus, I think they're literally trying to rebuild a team. There's a lot of work that has to be done there.
Do you have another pen over there, Don? Mine keeps exploding in my hand.
I've got my pen.
Oh, boy.
Obviously, the no-brainer, Brady's probably going to be either 1 or 2.
Oh, boy, my pen just fell apart.
Now
so what about the internet?
Now I got to say something real quick. Sorry.
Please tell me.
This was the part I think that's probably the most surprising from the episode last night.
Okay.
Because a lot of people have said that the Giants, learning so much about the way they felt about Daniel Jones, where the fact that that Dable said this about Daniel Jones and it made the show, some people think is controversial. Cut his fat ass.
I know that voice.
No, Dable.
That's Table.
Yeah, he was boo his sorry ass. And I think Jones is the kind of guy who can power through that kind of thing. You know what I mean?
They certainly feel that way. But what happened here?
So what about the internet?
So again, Davante Adams talking on the Club Shay Shay pod saying that if he was ever to reunite with a player that he worked with in the past, it would be Aaron Rodgers. Lewis Riddick on Get Up is kind of sick of hearing about Davante Adams to the Jets.
Why don't they try and go out and get Trent Williams too, and maybe they should go out and try and get Lane Johnson too, since why not? Why don't they just try and get everybody? Just ask every team, hey, can I have your best player? Can I get your best player? You know what? Because I don't. You know what? We spend so much time talking about. Listen, how about the quarterback just stays healthy? How about they just protect him? How about he just stays on the field for 17 games? How about they just do that? All right. How about Greeny? I'm tired of your team. To be honest with you, dude. I'm tired of talking about your team.
I
tired of talking about your team, man. They're fine right now. They're fine. Just let them play. Just let them play. I actually think they're good enough right now to compete.
Okay. I don't think Lewis is wrong on that.
He's dead right on everything. Go play a season and be healthy. Just see if anyone's around to play.
Yeah, we're already trying to get trying to build a super team. We tried that last year. Remember? Oh, we're going to get Cook, and it ended up being nothing. Oh, we're going to get Kirk Cousins. Why Minnesota's going to fall out of it? We're going to be able to trade for it. It feels that way. And again, I'm not going to go after Greeny. I love him. I worship the guy, but he's a Jet fan, and I think it plays up that conversation. I don't think there's anything to it. It can't happen now. It can only happen during the season, and you need a lot of things, a lot of factors. Aaron Rodgers has to stay healthy. Jets have to be competitive. The Raiders have to fall out of it because the Raiders aren't going to take that kind of a cap hit if they've got a remote chance of making it. So, and they're going to ask for the moon and the stars. Why not? If they're going to get rid of a generational wide receiver, do you think the 27th overall pick in the draft is going to get it done? Because that's what the Jets are hoping they're going to be if they get Adams. So where do you think that first-round pick is going to be? You want to have – here's the thing. You want to have something post-Rodgers. I understand you want to be all in, but you still have to consider what's going to be after Aaron Rodgers. And is this really something, Peter, that you absolutely need? That you're going to do that much more damage to your future?
It's to me, I just agree with Riddick's overall point of it's just love you, Greeny, love you, Ira, love you, Jets fans. I can't do any more fantasizing about what might happen for this team until I see if they just play legitimate football. Well, they haven't done that yet.
And to your point, Peter, so Jeremy Fowler's rankings with execs, coaches, and scouts to rank the top 10 at each position continued.
God bless.
God bless. And they put out wide receivers today. Where do you think Davante Adams falls? He's on, because I'm telling you this, he's on the top 10. Where does he rank? Last year, he was second.
I'd say 4.
Okay. Don?
5.
5. Don got it right, and here's why I say this. Honorable mentions, Garrett Wilson. No, look, I'm not saying that the Jets wouldn't be better with Davante Adams along with Garrett Wilson.
Who else honorable? Give me the top 10.
Well, how about, who's number 1?
I don't know. Tell me.
You don't know? Okay.
I've done a lot of list guessing.
Yeah, my brain hurts with the list.
Number 1, Justin Jefferson, who was last year number 1, so he's number 1 again. Number 2, Tyreek Hill, who was 4 last year. Okay. Number 3, Jamar Chase stays at 3. We mentioned Davante Adams. At 5, CeeDee Lamb is 4, up from 10.
All right.
Number 6 is A.J. Brown of the Eagles. Up from 7. Last year, an honorable mention. This year, 7th, Amon-Ra St. Brown, who's very, very good.
Yeah.
Played apparently with a completely torn oblique since week 4 last year.
I've done that.
Of course you have, because you're a professional. Mike Evans, honorable mention last year. He's 8th.
Wow, Mike Evans back.
Who did the Buffalo Bills go out and get, Don?
Wasn't Mike Evans another guy the Jets were going to get?
Yeah, I heard that at some
before
point.
he locked up with Tampa.
Yeah, Tay Diggs. Well, now he's on the Texans, so he's not even on the Bills anymore. He's 9th, down from 6. And Brandon Ayuk, the now wanting a trade Brandon Ayuk, unranked last year, now number 10. Honorable mentions: Cooper Kupp, Deebo Samuel, Garrett Wilson, Jalen Waddle, Devontae Smith, Nico Collins. We're naming a lot of wide receivers here.
So
That's
Ayuk,
it. Amari Cooper and DJ Moore.
Ayuk wants out of San Francisco, right?
Yes.
Because he wants more money.
He does.
And San Francisco's not willing to part with that money, correct?
Believe. I guess they...
So they gave that money to McCaffrey, and now it might come at the expense of another weapon.
look at
See what the running back does?
You know, I have to say
these
something.
things come at a price.
Deebo Samuel
And by the
wasn't
way,
thrilled
when
last
they
year
have to pay Purdy, bye everybody. It's almost going to be like when roaches scatter when you turn on the lights.
By the way, though, they're the kind of team they may not pay Purdy.
No, listen.
They'll just draft another one.
But,
I
but
don't know.
But
they
if they
treat quarterbacks like running backs.
But if they win,
I don't. It's so funny.
Could they do that? Nobody else does. They
by the
didn't
way,
do a Wilson in Seattle. They didn't do a Flacco in Baltimore.
I really feel like San Francisco is the one team,
maybe,
that with Kyle Shanahan can draft another quarterback, and literally, even if their quarterback won a Super Bowl, be like, "Hey, you willing to play ball or not?" We'll move on from someone else.
If they win, it'll be worth it. I'll say that. If they don't win with this system.
But they just don't seem like the kind of how much money would you give Purdy? I guess it depends what he does next year.
Daniel Jones makes $40 million.
Well, yeah, that's nothing now. It's light work. You know what drops go together great, Don?
Please.
Dua Lipa, you go, damn.
God bless. Me bless.
God bless, me bless.
Oh, sorry. I meant, sorry. No.
That's not
he added both. Sorry, I got confused there.
Dua Lipa, you go, damn.
God bless. I forgot that God was on the show once.
You are God.
God bless. Me bless.
Where do you go when God is on the show?
I forget. We don't do that enough.
Now,
that's only a work from home vehicle.
I have to say something that's very important.
It's weird that only happens here.
Michael posted the picture of him hanging out with Mike Breen.
Beautiful picture. Beautiful shirt by Mike Breen.
There's another picture he sent.
There's another one?
Yeah.
Well, real quick. Hold on. Focus on the picture at hand.
Okay.
This is important.
Okay.
First of all, it looks like Michael's holding Mike's right knee.
Okay.
Which is interesting.
They're very close.
Number 2. This is what...
Oh, that's a nice picture.
Do you see in the background? It says the market price for a lobster roll is $43.70.
Lobster's hard to come by in
but a lobster
Montauk.
roll
in Montauk. I just want to say something right now. I hope everyone can hear me. On the all-time list, and I enjoy it. I enjoy it.
I don't like what you're about to say.
On the all-time list of overrated things, I'm not going where you think I'm going to go. Nothing is higher than the Hamptons. It is the most
lobster roll.
Overrated, ridiculous place to get to. First of all, I don't know if you guys know this. Long Island has a lot of beaches that look the exact same and are beautiful that are literally 2 hours closer. The only difference...
And less crowded?
The only difference is that in order to go to the Hamptons, you have to be a nozzle. And if you're in our industry or you're in entertainment, you're going to go on vacation and run into every person that you know. It's just like the
you
entire
can have just
place
as much
is there.
fun on the Jersey Shore. It's closer. The
Or Jersey Shore. No, but Jersey Shore and also the Long Island beaches that are in the close part of Long Island are all like just normal, regular folks. The Hamptons is just supposed to be special. It's so far. And then you see a lobster roll is $43.70.
You buried the lead, by the way. Did you notice the whole lobster's cheaper by $2? How?
A whole lobster's $41.
But it's cheaper than the roll.
Like I think a roll. Like an egg roll.
Is it a Subway sandwich? You're getting
now, close on the list of overrated, even though I do love it, is the lobster roll.
Right. You think it's overrated?
Because now they're all, now even if you go to a cheap place, right? Like even if you were
for $43,
but no, even if you went to a cheap place now, it's going to be $27. Like you're not getting a family of 4 lobster rolls for less than $100. It's not happening.
Ate a lot of blue crab down there.
No, and they're great.
It was delicious.
And the other one, a very adorable picture.
Yes, of Callie and him.
Callie. And they're both wearing Nirvana T-shirts. And Michael tweets out, "Smells like tween spirit."
This picture.
Adorable.
This picture makes me sick.
It's adorable, but between the two of them, they name more than one song.
I don't know if they can name one. And by the way, I don't want to judge Callie. Hold on, I don't want to judge Callie.
Yeah.
Callie may know a song.
I agree.
Michael, this is the most fraudulent. This is what happens when they start selling T-shirts at Hot Topics and Urban Outfitters. This makes me sick to my stomach. I'll tell you right now, Kurt Cobain is rolling over in his grave as we say goodbye to Yes. We'll see you tomorrow at 3. You don't want to miss it. It's going to be a good one. Kurt Cobain.
That's a wrap on the show for today. For all of us here on the Michael Kay Show, this is Chris Sheeran saying have a great night. We'll see you next time.
I'm former Major League pitcher Andy Pettitte. I teamed up with Tunnel to Towers after seeing their life-changing